Hello everyone, my name is Wong YIH, and my group consists of me and my teammate ZHEN XIANG, and this is our Fundamentals of Computer Networks presentation. So we'll be covering these topics, and it will be split into two parts. I'll be covering the first part, which will be covering introduction all the way to subnet table, and the second part, which is addressing table all the way to pin connectivity, will be covered by my teammate ZHEN XIANG. So for the introduction, we are basically a team of network engineers that are hired by a company called TARUMT Solutions to design a LAN network for them. And basically this LAN network needs to be able to support 3 locations that have multiple departments such as administration, sales, customer service, digital IT division, and etc. So the 3 locations mentioned are location A, location B, and location C. Location B is 500 meters away from location A, and location C is 200 meters away from location A. And this is a visual representation, as well as the hosts required by each of these each of these departments in each location. So this is the number of hosts required by each of these departments after a 98% growth, which was requested by the company. So next, I'll be covering the addressing design. So the addressing design has information such as the department, total hosts, the network devices used, which sub-department, and the number of end devices such as PCs, laptops, printers, etc. that are required by each of these subdivisions. So for example, this administrative department needs a total of 192 total hosts. And for the human resource sub-department, it has 25 PCs, 10 laptops, 10 printers. So in total, there are 100 PCs, 50 laptops, 40 printers, and 2 servers for just the administrative department alone. So on this slide, it basically shows information for location A. So I'll leave it here for a second. And next is the addressing design for location B. And lastly, location C. So next, I'll be talking about the network topology. So our network topology consists of 3 locations, as mentioned earlier, which are location A, location B, and location C. So location A is represented by a light pink box, and each of these yellow boxes are representing each floor. So there are 3 floors in location A, and each of these green boxes are the subdivisions within each of these floors. So for location B, it is represented by a light blue box, which has dark blue boxes inside, which all represent a floor or a department. And each of these orange, yellow, and hot pink boxes inside of these dark blue boxes represent a sub-department. And lastly, for location C, is represented by a big orange box. And the topology basically represents where each department is located physically. So here's a more zoom in and detailed look of location A. Here's a location B. And here is location C. So here you can see a more zoom in look at one of the sub-departments. And basically, what I'm trying to show here is the information that is provided. So you can see which department you're looking at, the number of hosts that is in that department, and the IP of each of these end devices. And another thing I forgot to mention is that each of these, so a single one of these end devices represent 5 end devices. So for example, PC24 may represent 5 different PCs. So next, I'll be talking about the components used in our design. So we have a router. We use the PTMT router. So our router basically is the brains behind our topology. And next is our switch. For our network design, we use 2 different switches, which is the 2950T24 and the PTMT switch. And next, we move on to the end devices, which are PCs, laptops, servers, printers, smartphones, and tablets. And now for the mediums that we use, which are the copper straight through, The corporate switch through we use for situations where we are linking two different device types. So for example, switch to PC, router to switch. And our second medium is copper crossover, which we use to link devices of the same type, such as switch to switch. So here is a detailed look at our PTMD router, which consists of 10 fast Ethernet ports. And here is our PTMD switch and our 2950T24 switch. For our PTMD switch, there are 10 fast Ethernet ports, and for our 2950T24 switch, there is 24 fast Ethernet ports and 2 Gigabit Ethernet ports. So next is our subnet table. As you can see, we have labeled it with department name, number of hosts required, maximum host, network address, CIDR, host usable address, last usable address, and broadcast address. So the IP that we were asked to start with was 10.0.0.0, as you can see here. And the subnetting technique that we use is FLSM. This is because we want all departments to use the same prefix and subnet mask in order to efficiently use the IPs. So this is the table that shows the host required before growth. So as you can see, these are the calculations that we've done, and this is the prefix that we would need before growth, and the first usable addresses for each of these departments, and etc. Now next is the subnet table after growth. So as mentioned earlier, we are required to account for a 98% growth. And as you can see here, we have calculated the total number of hosts that will be required after 98% growth. So after we've calculated it, we've realized that we require 512 maximum hosts, and the prefix that we calculated is 23, and the subnet mask that we will be using is 255.255.254.0. And yeah, this is basically all the other information for our network. So now I'll be passing the time to ZHEN XIANG.
Hi everyone, my name is ZHEN XIANG. I am from Diploma in Information Technology Year 2, Sem 3 in TARUMT. This is my project. The name is AACS2034, Fundamentals of Computer Network. This is the part 2 sections. Inside the part 2 sections, we have addressing table, devices configurations, and pin connectivities. Now we move on. Inside addressing table, we have 3 locations: location A, location B, and location C. Inside the location, we have sub-department is administrative departments, sales departments, customer service, and the location B have digital IT divisions in gaming, tech, big data hub, and cybersecurity. Inside the location C, we have the department in resource and development labs. In addressing table, we can saw that we have device and interface, IP address, MAC address, submask, and default gateway. Inside the router, we need to insert the interface in pass external 0/0, and IP address is 10.10.0.0.1, and the MAC address is 0030.A377.2D2E, and the subnet mask is 255.255.254.0. Inside the router, we don't need to have the default gateway. Come to the location A, we have the main switch is switch 0, and the interface is VLAN 1, and the IP address is 10.0.0.2, and also have the MAC address, and the subnet mask is 255.255.254.0. Inside the switch, we need to insert the default gateway by the router. So the default gateway is 10.0.0.1. Besides that, we need to have a sub switch. So the substrate is switch 7. Also, interface is VLAN 1, and the IP address is 10.0.0.3, and also have the MAC address, subnet mask, and default gateway. Location B and location C also have the main switch and the sub switch. So inside the location B, we can see that switch 3 is the main switch, and the switch 17 is the sub switch. Every switch, we need to insert the IP address and the default gateway and the subnet mask. Here is the example, extra example in the location A, location B, and location C. Now we are going to device configurations. Inside the device configurations, we need to insert the router and the switch command. The first, we need to insert the command is set the console line password. We need to insert the enable, go to the PH model and configure access configurations menu and press the command line. Command is line console 0 and put the password CLA33. And we need to insert the login command to indicate password is to be checked at login. The second one is set previous mode password. We also need to insert the command is enable password AACS2034. This one is set the previous mode password as AACS2034. The third one is set secret password. The command is enable secret AACS2034 to set the previous mode secure password as AACS2034. The fourth is set hostname and the banner. The command is hostname router 1 or switch 1, and the banner is banner MOTD. What is your sentence? Last one is save running configurations. We need to insert the command is copy running startup to save running configurations. Besides that, we need to set IP address and default gateway to router and switch. In the router, we need to insert the interface fast external 0 and put the IP address is 10.0.0.1, 255.255.254.0, and we need to insert the no shutdown to enable the interface to move from administrator down status to up. The switch is similar with the router, the command, and in the switch, we need to add one more thing is IP default gateway. We need to set the default gateway to the switch. Now we are going to ping connectivities. Alright, this is our network topology. So we need to do the ping operations, and we need to ping this human resource management, the PC0 to the customer service PC45. So we need to go to PC0 and ping it. We need to ping 10.0.4.15. So we need to ping again because if 25% loss, ping again. So we will get a 0% loss. So this is the PC0 can communicate with the PC45. So now we need to configure ping the laptop. This one. Go to the desktop. So we need to ping to this one laptop in the same location. Ping 10.0.2.28. So we can see that this is the ping successfully because it has 0% loss, and we can use others device from location B cybersecurity, and I choose this PC106. Go to the command prompt. We can try to ping to this one PC124. So the IP address is ping 10.0.12.23. So the first time we get the request sign up and 25% loss. So we need to ping again. So now we ping successfully because the loss is 0%. That's all for now. Thank you.